authority.
All right, so earlier this week, Democratic Representative Barbara Lee tweeted this out, saying if President Trump is considering military action in Syria, he needs to come to Congress first. Congress, not the White House, is responsible for debating and authorizing war. Speaker Ryan needs to allow us to have this debate before this conflict escalates any further. Representative Lee joins us now on the phone. Congresswoman, it's great to have you with us, and thank you very much for staying up so late for us. Let me begin with your assessment of the decision to use force tonight. The defense secretary made the case that this was in the self-defense interests of the United States. You don't see it that way, I take it from your tweet earlier in the week.
He did not make the case, first of all, and he did not justify what the national security interests are. You can create a national security interest anywhere in the world to justify the use of force. When the Constitution requires the president to come to Congress for an authorization to use force, and I have been fighting for this, and now we have bipartisan support urging the president to come to Congress as it relates to Syria in general, because that is a civil war, actually, that we're embroiled in, among other civil wars, where the president does not have the authority to use force. And so it's very dangerous what has happened. We need to debate the costs and consequences of these military strikes and the broader wars that are going on in the region, so the public can understand what the dangers are, what the costs are. Our brave men and women deserve to know that Congress has their back, that they're going to be protected, and Congress has to exercise our responsibility, our constitutional responsibility. We have been missing in action, and this is very, I think, well, I would say in many respects, most legal scholars have indicated that this is an illegal action, and the president needs to come to Congress for any further action.
Congresswoman, you made the point that there is now bipartisan support for the point that you raised. And in fact, I wanted to read you a tweet that was put out by Republican Congressman from Michigan, Justin Amash, and he wrote a short time ago following these strikes, saying these offensive strikes against Syria are unconstitutional, illegal, and reckless. The next Speaker of the House must reclaim congressional war powers as prescribed in Article 1 of the Constitution. Speaker Ryan has completely abdicated one of his most important responsibilities. You talked about bipartisanship on this particular issue. Is there anything that can be done between now and the midterms to try to reclaim what you and Congressman Amash see as the war powers?
I serve on the Appropriations Committee as an appropriator, and of course we have the power of the purse strings. Last year during the Appropriations Committee process, as we were writing the Defense Appropriations Bill, I offered an amendment that one would repeal the 2001 resolution and authorization that I voted against, and two would give Congress 8 months to come up with a new one while the current one was in place. We had bipartisan support to repeal that and to move forward to try to have a debate and vote on a new one. Well, do you know what happened? That was a 326-page bill. Between the time of the Appropriations Committee and as it moved through the process, that one section was taken out. Speaker Ryan did this arbitrarily. It was done in an undemocratic fashion, and I suspect it was at the orders of the Trump White House. And so we're going to continue to fight to build bipartisan support, and hopefully we can at least use the power of our appropriations to begin to say no to these unauthorized war until Congress is fully engaged in doing our work.
Yeah, and of course all of that happens over the course of the next several months ahead of the critical midterm elections. All right, Congresswoman Barbara Lee from California, thank you very much for staying